What's up, wonderfully maters, WMers? Like, you guys need like a fangirl name or a fan dude name? What could it be? Well, welcome back to Wonderfully Made. In the meantime, let's get it going. We got a great episode for you today. Glad you guys have joined us. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's get it going. It is a glorious time of that nearing of summer. Like you can just sense the sunscreen is running out. You know, it's that last spray is in the can, or you know that last like hurrah of your tan is hanging on for dear life. We're getting there. Sadly, we're getting there. You know, I didn't think it'd come this quickly, which I mean, school goes back so quickly in the calendar anyways. It's like remarkable to see how fast time goes. And I sound like I'm 100 years old when I say that, but I'm not kidding. It goes by so quick, but the time has come. Whether or not I want to talk about it or I'm in denial, it is here. And you know what? School shopping, and like, this is my biggest nerd alert fangirl like time, because I love back to school shopping, even so much like I do it for others. My sister and our kids are in the same grade. And so I was like, hey, you want me to do your shopping? And she's like, did we just meet? Of course I want you to do my shopping. And so I love getting all the gear together, the note cards, the pens, checking off my list. It's like a scavenger hunt. If you've ever watched like Supermarket Sweep, you'll see like they scram for like their certain recipe items. That's what I feel like when I do in Target. Like dun 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 dun. You know, like I'm going through the aisles and I have fun. I know no one with me probably has fun because it's just like mundane, and it is just like the red alert in their face that they have to do work. Like these postcards are going to be written on. This lunchbox is going to be used. And so for them, it's not the same excitement that I probably have, but I enjoy it. So I don't know if you're like me and you enjoy this time of year and getting the clothes ready. So you know what? Hats to you guys for making it happen and getting it all together. It is actually a lot of money, and it is a lot of time and just kind of patience working through that schedule and getting them excited for that time. So if you are like me and a couple of your kids are more enthused than the others, and you're really trying to dedicate like, oh no, you're going to do great this year. This is the year. This is the year where reading's going to click. You're just going to love everything about school. If this is you and you're giving your kids those pep talks, I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. And so I just want to help you and encourage you and say, we can do it together. We can encourage them, and we're trying to make the best of these years because I know they aren't. More power to you. Okay. So welcome back to, again, Wonderfully Made. I am your girl, Amy Baker here, and we have a great episode for you today. A couple great things. We just kind of talked about summer school, or actually summer school, or can you imagine talking about going back to school? But if you're like me, okay, I've been kind of working through something, and let me just kind of lay it out, and then we'll talk about it. So for me, I run real hard, like naturally, or some people run real hard medically. I know unnaturally, like they need like a lot of caffeine to run hard, but I kind of run hard and I run pretty high, you know? And so when the school year's going, you know, in the both semesters in the spring and fall, I run pretty high. I don't need a lot of motivating and getting up and doing things and marking tasks off. I'm a doer. I naturally get excited off of completing tasks and creating more projects for myself and doing more things and seeing how much I can do. And then using my talents in those things, using my gifting. Like I only want to do those things that use my gifting and my talents. And so that's not work for me. That's exciting for me. It keeps me busy. It keeps me energized. It keeps me connected with others, makes me think about others more. So all these things like that's my wheelhouse. I love doing that stuff. And so I naturally run pretty high like that. I can read a book a week, be very vigilant in exercising, very vigilant in what I'm eating, what my kids are eating, their schedules, making sure all appointments, I've done the 6 months, I've done the 3 months, I'm doing all these things. Like that is so easy for me to do, and I enjoy it, and I'll run real high during that time. But when summer comes and my kids are getting off of school, you know, they're getting a little lax. And so I too want to be lax because I like vacations. I like, you know, chilling out a little bit and not having a schedule. But for me, and if you're like that, it takes you, you know, sometimes like a week, 4 or 5 days of your vacation or that first like set of time off to really like just relax. I don't have to do something right now. I can just relax and watch some TV. I can relax and sit outside and be on the beach or just enjoy vacation. I don't have to have a plan during vacation. I can just relax. So for me, it takes me about a week or so just to like undo that way of how I do things, how I naturally run high. And so it takes me a while. Like my family, it'll take them like an hour. And I'm not even exaggerating. They can just switch into that mode like so quickly. Me, I can't. I gotta be busy. I gotta bebop around the house. I gotta like do things, but it'll take me about a week of just detaching and not having to micromanage and making sure things are getting taken care of. Like it'll take me a while to do that. And so since that does, once I'm off and I'm kind of in that summer mode, I'm kind of like like peace, whatever happens, happens, like Hakuna Matata, Carpe Diem, like all the things that's my mantras for the day. Like whatever happens, happens. I got no plans. My plans are no plans, you know? And so I'm just kind of like free birding it and not having any care. I'm not plugging myself in and like expecting growth. I'm not expecting like discipline and being continued in all my areas, you know? I'm just whatever happens, happens. I don't know what we're doing. I don't feel like cooking for you. I don't feel like any of that stuff, which is great. Like I like that balance of how I do things, but this summer it hit me hard. And this is what we're going to talk about a little bit today. It's the kickback. It's the kickback of not doing my stuff. And I'm not talking about listening to 5 podcasts a week, doing a book a week, really making sure I'm plugging into others. And, you know, I have like a timeline and like a text thing that all these like, you know, 1, 2, 3s I'd love to hit. And so I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the other basics that make you run. Like you're working out, you're eating, you're just kind of mental health. And that doesn't have to be reaching for the stars every day. You know, that's just the continued daily discipline of it. And that's that's the kickback of where I'm feeling it right now. And even to take that a step further, I've let like I can serve and pour into other people and help and be an encouragement and help you admin and help you do things. I'll do all of those things for everybody else before I'll do one good thing for myself, before I eat well today, before like I'll do that to the detriment of me eating well today. I'll do that to the detriment of me setting, you know, a couple hours to really have a good morning routine and work out and take my time, do a sauna, do all those things. I'll do all that to the detriment of me having some good mental health for myself. And so that's where my kickback has been. And it's taken a couple conversations for me to open up and even express that to a couple friends. And it's taken a couple of them coming up to me and saying, hey, what's going on? So let me just get to the meat of what we're talking about a little bit today. So I have let, and I'm hoping to be transparent in this and helping that maybe this is someone else out there and maybe you just needed to like realize the connection as to what's going on and why you feel this way. And it's okay to just go, it's okay to just, you know, put it in drive and here we go again. Drive doesn't mean 1,000 miles an hour, but just put it in drive and just like coast it a little bit. That's okay. And so maybe that's why I help. And that's kind of why I'm kind of chatting about this today, because to be honest, I don't want to chat about this. I don't like being like super transparent in weakness. And so it's a help to me to do this. And I'm hoping that it'll be a help to you. So I have let the detriment of me working out, me eating well, me being disciplined in some of those just regular function areas has allowed my brain to just go squishy and not really think great things about myself, not think great things about where I've come from, not think great things about just the vision and what I could do and how I'm better and all these things. I've kind of like wallowed in some victimization. And that's not typical of me. I'm very like, girl, you know, you can do it. Girl, they don't need that. Like, you don't need that negativity. Like you're better. You're cruising over here. You don't need to be, you know, dining with that kind of stuff. And so I've let all that creep over my good thoughts, and it's allowed me to be super mushy in regards to like not thinking well upon myself, and super mushy in regards to I'm never going to be like that. I'm never going to be all those negative thoughts. And so while it sounds kind of dramatic to say all that and to be like, come on, you know better. I think you're being a little drama because you're like, maybe you're searching for compliments or something. That's what sound like my mother, like mothering my children is how I say that. But maybe that's true. I don't know. But I have made the connection this year, which is super big for me. And maybe this is you too, because I've never made any connection as to my thoughts and what I'm doing and how my mind is thinking upon like focusing on something so much during the day and how it's kind of like directed my day and directed my thoughts. I have just now connected that. I'm 41 years old, almost 42 years old, and I've just now connected that. I've had some hard relationships go down in the last like 6 months, and it's really taken over my thoughts. It's really taken over my, well, you aren't that great a friend. Maybe you aren't so, you know, rah-rah cheerleader. You aren't so encouraging. Maybe you aren't so this and that, you know? And it'll take me 1 second to believe those things. That's not something I struggle with. I will listen to the negative thoughts all day long. And so it's hard, you know, just like it's naturally for us to think of negative things that we do versus the positive things we do. And so that's where I'll live. And that's where I have lived. And so right now I've kind of made the connection about a week and a half to this new connection that I've made. And I'm correlating it to like, okay, we're all going back to school. We're doing great things. This is me. Okay. This is who I wanted to be in February, January, March, April, May. And I didn't soar through all those months. It's okay to do this in August. It's okay. Like, do not give up on yourself because it's August and you're turning another table and you're having to restart and you're having to learn to do the burpees again. And you're having to learn to connect with people again. You're having to learn to stop eating this way. You're going to have to learn to do these things. It's okay. I'm telling myself right now in August that it is okay to do this, okay? Because if I don't, then I'm going to wallow through Christmas. And here I am. It's going to just continue on. So I'm a mature 41-year-old lady trying to say, it's okay. I've got to just restart and go again. And I have made this connection by a couple of ways. And that's what I'm trying to help with you today. A couple things that have helped me make this connection and soaked in good, positive thoughts into my mind that have allowed me to start that engine up again. And so the first one is that has helped me was, and that might help you, was to find a friend that might be able, that you can just speak into. I mean, not speak into, but you can just kind of just let this burden go and let this connection go. And so I'm not talking about all the mundane complaining kind of stuff. If you have something that is hard for you to figure out, if you have something that you just don't know what to do, you're confused. You have something that seems much bigger than your normal things. Find a friend that you can talk to. Find somebody that is going to be a help. Don't find somebody that is not going to be a help in the situation. Take time and find the right person. Don't be flippant with it. Don't just like vomit onto somebody that you know can't handle it, is not close to you, and that truly won't want the best for you. And so you need to find the right person. I can't stress that enough. You have to find the right person to help you. But don't get stuck there. Don't hem and haw about, is this person right? Is this person right? You already know. After me saying this sentence, you already know who that person is. And so find a good friend that will help you through. The next thing for me that has helped, and this might be a help to you, is to be open. And I'm not talking about 40% open about what's going on. I'm talking about 100% open, meaning like confess your transparency in that I just don't know what to do. You know, I know you probably think that I should know, or I think I should know. More importantly, I think of myself that I should know how to do this. I should know how to navigate. I should know how to seek the Lord and all these different things, but I don't know how to do this and continue to do this and continue to do this. So can you help me? And being 100% transparent with that. And let me just also like circle back to number one, Let me just circle back to number one. The first person that you should seek for me has been the Lord. Am I seeking him in the same fervency that I'm seeking an individual? Probably not. And that's where I know I've missed the mark in it too. I need to seek the Lord first in this decision, in this problem, in this trial, and seek him through it. But I also know that I've needed some wise counselors. I've needed some help along the way. And so I just wanted to preface that a little bit. So you're finding a friend, you're speaking in some truth, you're being transparent about 100% what's going on. You know I was wrong in this situation. How do I make this right? What's my next step? If you were me, how would you do this? How would you go around this? And if you have a problem, like for me, just like having lunch with somebody and just, explaining my weaknesses isn't my first thing on my calendar I want to schedule in, But if it takes a text message, if it takes you just say, hey, I've got some issues kind of along this line, can we meet, and that's kind of like allowed the door open a little bit for your heart and your mind, for you to not be so clammed up when it comes time to go through text. It's a lot less confrontational. You're not going to get it all solved through text. It's not probably that kind of situation. But if it gets the door open and your mind going a little bit, go through text. Like, come on. I mean, it's 2022. People break up during text or something like that. So, okay, that's a side note for you. Okay. So the first one was find a friend, be open about it. The last one for me is, this has been my thing, like just win the day today. If it's 11 a.m. and I'm not winning the day and it's just going to take me 30 more minutes to just like find a good workout and do this for my mind and know that I can do it. That's basically what it is. This whole thing is a mental fight to kick back into the Soren Amy, the one that can knock it down, the one that thinks great of herself, the one that is a good friend, the one that knows right and does right. If it just takes, it's the mental shift of all of it, which is the hardest shift, right? Because we can physically muster up the strength to do anything. I can have a 12-hour day and I would be okay with it. I mean, I'd be tired, but I would make it happen. But when it's something like mental, like having to get over, like going back into working out, and you were working out so well, but now you got to go back into it, or you got to go back into reading, back into eating well. The mental shift of it is so much greater. It's so hard to mentally shift our minds in a lot of ways. If I don't win the day, I feel as though I'll just beat myself up, I'll beat myself. Oh, what's a bother? What's the point? So I just got to go slow with myself in little increments and like, just win this day, just win today, and you're going to be great. Tomorrow's going to come so much easier. If I just do today, it'll come easier by tomorrow, by the weekend, by next week. I'm like a week and a half in. So I hadn't been in the gym all summer, and I'm not like a super gym rat. I'm not like, for me, working out and exercising, yes, it's to lose weight and to be fit and take care of your body, but it's the mental and just the awesomeness that it gives my mind. I can't even think of the word. The awesomeness that it gives my mind that I can do it, and I showed up and I did it. That is the win for me, the massive win for me. And if I continually don't have those wins and that mental strength, then I am where I am today or last week, 2 weeks ago. And I'm in this jello spot of like victimization, all these different things. I'm in that spot, which is so not right. It's so not good for me. And so the mental daily win is what is the win for me. And so I know how important it is, and I need to remind myself that, and it's hard to do for me. And so I don't know what's hard for you to do. It might be keeping your mouth quiet during certain scenarios. It might be not rolling your eyes in public when someone's talking to you. It might be plugging yourself into a new friend, showing yourself friendly when you're like an adult person, changing that generational parenting style. It might be speaking and being a little more submissive in relationships and deferring to another person. That's hard to do as well, especially if you don't want to, or if you're not in agreement with that person. And I'm meaning that not in any sinful way, but just like in a respectful, quiet meekness kind of way. And so I don't know what it is for you. Let me know. I know this is kind of seems like a one-way street in this kind of medium, but like, I know we're all of the same accord a little bit, and we think the same way in certain ways. And we all have vulnerabilities. We all have weaknesses that we're all trying to work on. And I'm hoping that my thought is like, from a year from now, from 6 months from now, I don't want to be here. And if I let each day slip by, then how dare I can't keep just like thinking time's going to be there and this is going to be there. And so I'm really at a spot where I have to like, now is my time. Now is right now. I don't want to see pictures of myself a year from now, 2 years from now, and be like, I've been going through a lot of old pictures. A couple of our college seniors, they were on the podcast a couple weeks ago, but they're moving away. Like now is the time. Now is the time. They're moving away like tomorrow and Friday. And I'm just like looking through old pictures, and like I was there day one you were born, day one. And just, and you look back upon pictures of yourself and you look at, others, you're like, dang, either you looked way better at that point, or you had your ebbs and flows or all kinds of stuff. And so I just like, I want to look at myself and know I did a great job in all the areas. That's all I want to do. I want to be faithful in what God has given me. I've been responsible as to what God has given me, and I've done better. I've done better than the way it was handed to me. And I'm just proud of who I was. And I'm not, I'm proud of who I am, but I just need to feel it. Does that make sense? You just need to feel it. And so I'm starting to feel it. So I hope this wasn't too deep for you guys. I was just kind of like working through something, and I thought this might be something that might be timely with trying to get back into reality. Like we're all going either back to school, or we're helping someone go back to school, or we are either just trying to get our life back in order. The vacation time has been used up. There's no more PTO on the books. And so you're just trying to wing a vacation lifestyle in your mind, but you don't have the time for it. So I'm hoping that this is a help to you guys. All right, you guys, well, have a wonderful day, week. Make it great. Make it your own. Do something wonderful that helps you feel wonderfully made. I mean, if anything is the theme of this podcast, it's probably one of these episodes, something like this, where you're fearfully and wonderfully made. God had made you the way you are. So don't be so hard to like, I just got to change who I am 1,000%, and then I'll be happy with myself. Like, I'm happy with who God has made me. I'm happy with, my annoying laugh. I'm happy with my freckles that they come out extremely well during the summertime, and I try and cover them up. I'm extremely happy with my height. I'm extremely happy with the gifts God's given me. I'm extremely happy with my talents and the abilities that He's given specifically for me and specifically for you. So it just screams wonderfully made, right? All right, guys, check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the great things, okay? Give us some love, comment. What kind of episodes do you guys like to see? We'll calendar out some great stuff here for the fall. So do you guys like the interviews, or just kind of the in-depth stuff, or just the fun stuff, Let us know, and we would love to oblige and be a help to you. So check us all out on check us all out. Can't even talk. Check us out on all the socials, and we will see you later. Bye.